to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. Rolling Stone has shared an audio recording of Jonathan Majors admitting to putting his hands on his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabbari. So, picture this. It's September 2022. Jonathan had been living with her in London, filming season 2 of Loki for Disney Plus, when things allegedly took a very, very dark turn. Now, according to a lawsuit Grace filed in April 2024, which, by the way, has since been settled, she claimed Jonathan lost it, slamming her into a car, dragging her back inside, and putting his hands around her neck. In the recording, Grace is confronting Jonathan about what went down. This Negro actually says, "I've never been aggressive with a woman before. I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed you."
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. Man, it's just, I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed you.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
Yeah, all those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, that's never happened to me. So
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Now that boy is some kind of stupid. Auntie, it's not your turn. I haven't called you in yet. Girl, shut up. Say what I want to say. Anyway, y'all, back to the story. Now, some of this drama already came up in his 2023 criminal trial, where he was found guilty of reckless assault and harassment after a separate altercation in NYC. But get this, the judge wouldn't allow any past abuse allegations to be brought up. So this bombshell audio, it never saw the inside of a courtroom. And here's the kicker. Jonathan just did his first big sit-down interview with The Hollywood Reporter to promote his upcoming movie, Magazine Dreams. Yes, the same one that got shelved after his arrest but is now getting a small release. Oh, and let's talk about Meagan Good. She's engaged to Jonathan now, and people have been screaming, "Run, sis, run!" But nope. She's still standing beside him. All right, Auntie, I know you've been chomping at the bit. You know what, little girl, you really make my itch sometime. I'm not no horse, and I don't chomp at no bit. That's what I say to y'all young folks. You don't say that to me. Anyway, what made this little girl pop up now, all of a sudden? Huh? Now that he's happily engaged, he done put a ring on Meagan Good's finger. He finally got a big sit-down interview to release his movie. He back in Hollywood. Seems things have been not swept under the rug, but they've been addressed, dealt with, and he's trying to start fresh and new. Why are you coming up now, girl? Now, I'm not saying it's the girl's fault. No, it wasn't right for him to hit her. He should have kept his hands to himself. But the law has done what the law is supposed to do. They have settled. It's over. If you don't take your narrow behind on somewhere, little girl. Anyway, I'm done talking about her. Now, on to Jonathan. Let me tell y'all something. People mess up. He should have been in better control of his emotions and his hands. You don't never have no right to put your hands on nobody else. This girl, we ain't heard from her for 2 whole years. She didn't come around when Jonathan was down and out, bad on his luck. She didn't come around when he was dating Meagan and dancing like a slave. Y'all remember that clip? I can't get that out of my head. Boy, the boy was just happy. She didn't come out the woodwork then, but oh, wait a minute. He put a ring on Meagan Good's finger. She still didn't come out the woodwork. Let me tell y'all exactly what happened. This auntie intuition is completely made up in my imagination, but in my mind, this is what I'm telling myself. You mean to tell me I let this supersized Negro lay his dusty behind on my couch in London, was getting paid for pennies on a dollar, couldn't help me pay no bills. I struggled with this man. And I snapped and he snapped and we broke up and we had to go to court and we settled. But I put in the work, and you mean to tell me 2 years later he's about to be happily married to one of the most beautiful black women in the world and he getting a movie deal? No, that's what she said. In my mind, that's what she said. And she said, let me go start some shit. This is less about Jonathan, even though I don't like him for Meagan. I'm glad they happy, but I feel like he's opportunistic. I don't see what Meagan see in him. Anyway, it is what it is, and they proceeding, okay? For me, this ain't about Jonathan. This is about that narrow tail behind girl and why she trying to come out and be destructive. I know y'all hear what I'm saying. I used to watch Law and Order. I have no legal degree in any state, but I'm what you call one of them jackleg attorneys. So even though he's admitted this now, it's not like she can reintroduce this into evidence. You can't be tried twice for the same crime. That's what I heard. Because she's already accused him of this once and it's been settled. It's closed. It's done. However, with this audio being out there, it could still impact his career once again. You know, some people might say that people who have criminal backgrounds shouldn't be allowed to work in Hollywood. They should be shunned from Hollywood, but honestly, I don't know where all the criminals would go if they couldn't work in Hollywood. Ain't that where all the criminals at? Hollywood? Law-abiding citizens are in Hollywood, and the criminals too. It's equal opportunity out there. I do know and believe he did have a history of being very arrogant. And don't ask me how I know. Again, it's just a feeling he looked like before this incident humbled him with Narratel. But being arrogant and cocky is not a sin. And don't get in there quoting no scripture either. Pride cometh before a fall. Be quiet. Nobody asked you nothing. I know the scripture too. Some people don't like the way confidence looks on a black man. He may have gotten carried away in this incident, though. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I think that humbled him, right? And we could see his humility going back to the insert of him dancing around all happy. He just really let himself go. It's like Meagan brought out a side of him that he had never let himself express before, you know. And so maybe he has become a new Jonathan since he's been enamored with Meagan, because he seems to really love her. We are still scared for Meagan, however, because this man has put his hands on a woman. We don't want to see that with Meagan because he is influenced by external circumstances. He doesn't have a grip on self-control. I don't think people should pay for their mistakes for the rest of their lives. But I don't think Meagan need to be the relationship right after that one. I think there needs to be an in-between, not sacrifice. I mean, I'm not saying let him date somebody else and see if he put hands on her. I mean, I would never purposely put anybody in that predicament, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, has Jonathan changed? Has he learned self-control? Did he go to therapy? Did he get this worked out? Whatever that issue was, whatever his triggers were, are they triggers no more? We need to know. You can't pull that no more, ever. And you especially can't pull it on our Meagan. Now, we done talked about that before. But she apparently sees something we don't see. We can only hope that they're doing some sort of counseling together. And we can only hope that Meagan did counseling on herself after her last marriage. Anyway, before we wrap this up, I just want to talk to y'all who say that that audio is AI. Yeah, y'all go ahead and go back and delete your comments right now, because let me tell y'all something. Now, y'all heard that audio just like we did. You could hear breathing in the background. You know AI ain't that good yet. Just stop playing. Baby, you could even hear her rattling her little paper from her pressed panini from Starbucks and her matcha latte and all in the microphone. It's real. It's real. Y'all know it is. I don't know if he's redeemed himself, but he did what he was supposed to do. He faced justice, paid his dues. Let the man move on. Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, tell Narratel to sit on down. I said, sit down, Narratel. Sit down. Let me loot you.